Welcome back to my channel. This is part 6 of In This Era of Endless Night, where gods refuse to die, he gains the ability that executes the gods. You can watch the previous part on this channel. I put a link in the description below. Let's continue the story. Despite the intense pain surging through his body after the fall, Jong Yu exhibited remarkable resilience as he determined to rise to his feet. His tenacity and willpower were evident as he struggled to regain his footing amidst their adversity. Once he managed to stand up, Jong Yu cast a concerned gaze toward his friends, inquiring genuinely about their well-being. He wanted to ensure that they were all okay and unharmed despite the chaotic events they had just endured. Relieved to see Lu Yaoyao and their friend on their feet, Jong Yu received reassurance that they were indeed okay. They shared that they had only sustained minor scratches during the ordeal, which provided a momentary sense of relief amidst the chaos. However, their fat friend let out a painful cry, his voice filled with agony, as he voiced his concern that his leg might be broken due to a falling rock that had struck him. Responding swiftly to their plump friend's anguished call for assistance, Jong Yu and the rest of the group rushed over to his side. Their expressions reflected a mixture of concern and determination as they approached, their hearts filled with genuine worry for their friend's well-being. Jong Yu told him not to panic, and upon reaching him, Jong Yu gently assessed the situation, his eyes falling on the injured leg that had borne the brunt of a falling rock. With a sense of urgency and concern for their injured friend, Jong Yu wasted no time in swiftly clearing away the debris that had fallen onto his legs. Recognizing the importance of a swift response, Jong Yu efficiently cleared away the debris, showing solidarity with their injured friend. Lu Yaoyao promptly joined him, working together to assist their friend and ensure that he received the care and attention he required during this challenging situation. Once the debris was cleared and they had a clearer view, their friend let out a piercing scream of pain. It was evident that his leg had suffered a severe injury with both a fracture and a twisted aspect to it, causing excruciating agony. With their injured friend in considerable pain and distress, Jong Yu acted quickly, ensuring that the removed debris was safely disposed of and out of harm's way. Responding with remarkable resourcefulness, Lu Yaoyao swiftly took out a medicine, her quick thinking aimed at alleviating their friend's pain and providing some relief in this critical moment. Lu handed over the medicine and advised him to take the painkillers, explaining that they would offer temporary relief from the intense discomfort he was experiencing. As their injured friend took the painkillers, he gave Jong Yu a curious and somewhat bewildered look, inquiring about their current location and the sudden onset of darkness that had enveloped them. In response to their friend's inquiries, Lu Yaoyao admitted that she, too, was uncertain about their exact location and the nature of the events unfolding around them. She expressed her bewilderment, acknowledging that she had never encountered such a perplexing and unfamiliar situation before. Jong Yu reached out and touched the ground, which provided him with a crucial clue about their whereabouts. He shared with his friends that they were currently in the basement of the commercial center, explaining the darkness that surrounded them. As he touched the ground to ascertain their location, Jong Yu noticed a distinct and unusual sensation that deviated from the expected norm. A strangely familiar feeling coursed through his fingers. Examining his hand with astonishment, Jong Yu couldn't believe the inexplicably familiar sensation he had experienced. Amid their uncertain circumstances, he surveyed his surroundings with a growing sense of unease and observation. Jong Yu couldn't help but entertain a startling notion in his mind. He began to wonder if perhaps they had been drawn into what he could only describe as the shadow lair. As they continued to navigate this bewildering and perilous environment, the harrowing cries of other individuals who had fallen and sustained injuries filled the air. Debris had rained down upon them, causing a multitude of injuries and pain. Observing the countless individuals who had fallen victim to the shadow lair, Jong Yu couldn't help but grimly acknowledge the severity of the situation. It became clear to him that a substantial number of people had been trapped within the shadow lair, facing a dire predicament. Moreover, the inherent challenges of navigating this strange and unfamiliar realm made their escape prospects appear bleak. The sobering realization that the Night Patrol Division, while undoubtedly on their way, might take considerable time to reach them only added to the gravity of the situation, heightening their sense of urgency and the need for a swift resolution. With a concerned gaze fixed upon his friends, Jong Yu contemplated the grim reality that they now found themselves in. He recognized that even without the immediate threat of the alien species, the presence of potentially lethal pollution within the shadow lair posed a significant danger to their well-being. Lost in contemplation, Jong Yu pondered the urgent need to expedite their escape from the shadow lair as quickly as possible. Turning to Lu Yaoyao with a sense of urgency, Jong Yu asked about her father's watch. And she realized that she indeed had her father's watch. This watch possessed a unique capability. It allowed her to send a distressed signal to the night patrols. With a newfound sense of hope ignited by the knowledge of Lu Yaoyao's watch, her friends looked at her with anticipation. A hopeful smile graced Lu Yaoyao's face as she and her friends collectively took a step forward, recognizing the necessity of seeking help and taking decisive action to ensure their safety within the shadow lair. One of the friends with glasses warmly praised Lu Yaoyao for her quick thinking and resourcefulness, acknowledging that her intelligence had paved the way for their potential rescue. While Jong Yu felt relieved knowing that Lu Yaoyao's watch had the potential to assist them, he couldn't help but contemplate the uncertainty of how quickly the rescue would arrive. Amid this uncertainty, he clung to the hope that the watch's capabilities might offer them some temporary respite from the dangerous pollution within the shadow lair, allowing them to endure until help finally arrived. Understanding the imminent threat posed by the alien species, Jong Yu adopted a vigilant and ready stance, poised for action at a moment's notice. He recognized that relaxation was not an option, as the alien species could strike at any moment, and he remained prepared to defend himself and his friends against any potential threat. As the alien species began to manifest in their vicinity, a tense and apprehensive atmosphere settled over Jong Yu and his friends. Panic and fear swept through the group of people who had also been trapped in the same location, their terror mounting as they witnessed the alien species materializing before their eyes. Jong Yu's alarm heightened as he maintained his vigilant stance, his readiness escalating in response to the presence of the alien species. With unwavering determination, Jong Yu and Lu Yaoyao assumed a protective stance, positioning themselves at the forefront to shield their friends from the approaching alien species. Jong Yu stood in defense mode, his resolve unshaken. A peculiar and unsettling aura washed over him, filling the air with an eerie and mysterious energy. Just as they were bracing themselves for a confrontation with the alien species, the ground beneath them suddenly crumbled and deteriorated, leaving them utterly surprised. Lu Yaoyao found herself engulfed in a cloud of swirling dirt and billowing smoke, causing her to cough incessantly as she struggled to breathe amidst the dusty chaos. Despite her state of shock and the lingering pain in her arms from the impact, she called out to her friends, desperately wanting to ensure their safety and well-being in the aftermath of the abrupt crash. One of their close and compassionate female friends swiftly made her way towards Lu Yaoyao's side with genuine concern etched across her face. Amidst all the confusion and the thick swirling smoke, their larger friend let out a loud and worried shout, trying hard to see where his two girlfriends were, as the smoke made it difficult to see clearly. When he finally spotted them, he quickly asked about Jong Yu, expressing deep concern for their other friend and wanting to make sure she was okay. After they had a moment to catch their breath and regain some strength following the crash, one of their female friends leaned in and gently urged Lu Yaoyao to direct her attention to something extraordinary that had captured her gaze. Prompted by her friend, Lu Yaoyao turned her eyes in the same direction. Right before their very eyes, an immense deep fissure had opened up in the ground, resembling the aftermath of a powerful earthquake. It was a sight so astonishing that it left everyone present in a state of profound shock and disbelief. The immediate aftermath was marked by a profound and heavy silence that enveloped the surroundings, broken only by the occasional moan of pain or the soft shuffle of people attempting to make sense of the chaotic situation. The girl who had also been caught in the crash found herself in the throes of this disorienting and chaotic situation. Despite the pain and the chaotic mess surrounding her, the girl was determined to get up. Amid all the chaos, she demonstrated her strength and bravery, shining like a bright light in the darkness. Sitting there with only one eye barely open, she couldn't help but wonder about what had happened to her and the place around her. Gradually, her memory started to piece together the events leading up to this bewildering moment. She recalled how she had been out shopping with her friend at a bustling commercial center, enjoying the lively atmosphere and the excitement of finding new items. In her hazy and bewildered state, she began calling out for her friend, her voice trembling with worry as she sought a reassuring response amidst the disarray that surrounded them. As she continued to call out, her trembling hands brushed against something on the ground, sending a shiver of surprise through her. Instinctively, her fingers closed around the object, her curiosity piqued by this unexpected discovery amidst the chaos. Staring at her friend in disbelief, she realized that her friend was no longer alive. It was a moment of deep shock and confusion as she struggled to come to terms with the harsh reality of what had just unfolded before her eyes. While still grappling with the shock of her friend's tragic demise, a sudden and surreal turn of events sent a fresh wave of fear coursing through her veins. Behind her, an entirely unfamiliar and otherworldly alien species had emerged. Their bizarre presence cast a chilling shadow over her already distressing predicament. These alien beings, unlike anything she had ever encountered, appeared to be menacingly approaching her with ominous intent, brandishing sharp weapons that suggested danger and harm. Filled with fear and confusion, she swiftly turned around to confront the mysterious aliens that had suddenly appeared behind her. Tears streamed down her cheeks, a testament to the overwhelming emotions coursing through her. As she scanned her surroundings, her heart pounded with fear. She realized that the alien was closing in, poised for an attack. In that dire moment, a flood of thoughts raced through her mind, and she couldn't help but contemplate the grim possibility that her life might come to an end in this unimaginable and terrifying encounter. The reality of her predicament weighed heavily on her. She felt trapped and cornered, with no escape route and no way to defend herself. The feeling of helplessness dawned on her, and she wondered if this was the unfortunate end to her journey. It was a stark and sobering realization that left her grappling with the harshness of fate. Only in the movies had she seen something like this. As the menacing monster drew closer, its intentions increasingly clear, her mind became a whirlwind of thoughts and imaginings. In that perilous moment, she couldn't help but entertain a fleeting and desperate hope that perhaps she could be the heroine in a dramatic movie scene. In her mind's eye, she envisioned a valiant hero, strong and fearless, bursting onto the scene to rescue her from the clutches of impending doom. Or, at the very least, she imagined the sudden appearance of a courageous bystander, someone willing to step forward and lend a helping hand in her darkest hour. She made the heart-wrenching decision to close her eyes and accept what seemed like an inevitable fate. In that somber moment, she resigned herself to the harsh reality that the heroic scenarios of movies and stories were indeed a world apart from the grimness of her current situation. In her mind, the belief that no savior or help would miraculously appear weighed heavily. Just when she had braced herself to accept her grim fate, a sudden and unexpected turn of events unfolded before her disbelieving eyes. Out of nowhere, a fierce and unexpected attack was launched against the menacing alien, rescuing her from the brink of peril. The rescue came like a bolt from the blue, shattering the bleakness of her. It was like a scene from a scary movie, where the hero got hurt while protecting her. When she cautiously opened her eyes, still in a state of disbelief and wonder, she was met with a truly miraculous sight. Jong Yu, also known as the assassin on YouTube, emerged as the unexpected savior, bravely stepping forward to halt the attack of the alien species and whisk the girl away from imminent danger. As she gazed upon Jong Yu, a smile of relief and gratitude blossomed on her face, expressing sheer joy and appreciation for the timely rescue by a familiar and unexpected hero. Caught off guard by Jong Yu's sudden and aggressive intervention, the monster was forcefully thrown to the ground, its surprise evident in its fumbled attempt to regain its footing. As the girl looked more closely at the man who had bravely rescued her from danger, a dawning realization washed over her, and she began to tremble with a mixture of awe and disbelief. With quivering lips, she mustered the courage to speak, her voice filled with a blend of astonishment and gratitude as she addressed the person who had come to her rescue. Jong Yu's remarkable intervention in stopping the monster's attack was facilitated by a formidable technique known as the Shadow Claw. This unique ability, acquired from the hunter, boasted significantly enhanced destructive power and an impressive degree of flexibility. It allowed Jong Yu to effectively counter the menacing creature's advances with precision and strength, ultimately saving the day through this exceptional display of skill and prowess. With the girl now safely behind him, Jong Yu swiftly vanished from her sight, his movements like a fleeting shadow. He wasted no time in heading directly toward the looming threat of the monster, determined to confront it head-on and put an end to the danger once and for all. Summoning all his might and determination, Jong Yu unleashed a devastating and resolute attack on the monster, his strike fueled by unwavering resolve. In a desperate bid to regain its footing and avoid being pushed back any further, the monster swiftly employed its sharp claws to anchor itself firmly into the ground. Gasping for air and exhausted, the monster struggled to regain its strength in the aftermath of Jong Yu's powerful and relentless attack. As she watched Jong Yu, the assassin whom she greatly admired and had closely followed through his videos, her eyes shimmered with a profound sense of appreciation and disbelief. It felt like her wildest dreams had come true, seeing her idol face to face amid this extraordinary and surreal situation. Her heart swelled with gratitude and wonder, finding it hard to believe that this encounter was real. Jong Yu, amidst the intensity of the battle and the dire circumstances, found himself taken aback by the girl's reaction. He was both confused and pleasantly surprised to see her looking at him with a mixture of awe and appreciation. Her smile was directed towards him, filled with admiration and gratitude. Boldly, the girl approached Jong Yu, taking his hands into her own. Her words spilled forth with excitement as she confessed her status as his biggest fan, recounting how she had diligently watched all of his videos and gained immense inspiration from his work. She continued to express her deep appreciation for his heroism and the impact he had on her life. Jong's sharp observation led him to notice the girl's torn and disheveled clothing, a detail that had likely escaped her amid the chaos. When he pointed it out, the girl blushed with shyness, her cheeks tinted with embarrassment. Playfully, she questioned where he had been looking. Ever the gentleman, Jong Yu responded with tact and consideration, explaining that he had noticed it as a reminder for her to be cautious in her actions. The girl, with a playful glint in her eye, attempted to lighten the mood by teasingly suggesting that if Jong Yu liked, she could go back and change into a fresh dress. Jong Yu couldn't help but be taken aback by the girl's playful suggestion, and a subtle blush crept onto his cheeks as he entertained the thought. His reaction, including a slight drool, was a testament to the unexpected and flirtatious nature of the exchange, which had caught him off guard amid their extraordinary circumstances. Curious about the details, Jong Yu asked the girl if the dress she intended to change into was made of silk, a question that hinted at his intrigue. In response, the girl playfully emphasized that it wasn't just about the silk, she also had plans to bring some spicy chicken along with her. Amidst the exchange between Jong Yu and the girl, the alien that had been momentarily subdued was left in a state of curiosity and confusion. Recognizing what it saw as a favorable moment, the alien species decided to take action, charging aggressively toward Jong Yu. Jong Yu quickly snapped back to reality, his instincts alerting him to the approaching danger. Realizing that the alien was charging toward them, he swiftly shifted his attention to the girl and urgently conveyed that they could discuss the dress later, effectively redirecting the focus back to the imminent threat and the need to address it promptly. The girl watched in fascination as Jong Yu showcased his extraordinary skills. His movements were characterized by grace and an almost ethereal quality. To her amazement, he seemed to vanish beneath the ground, disappearing with an enigmatic flair that left her in awe of his abilities. In Jong Yu's mind, the hunt had begun. With his unique skills and determination, he was fully engaged in pursuing the alien threat. As Jong Yu disappeared beneath the ground, employing his shadow skills to their full extent, the alien species was left bewildered and disoriented. It scanned its surroundings frantically, its senses on high alert, seeking to pinpoint the potential source of the impending attack. Its confusion grew with each passing moment. The monster was taken by surprise as it felt a web-like, spider-like sensation on its back, a mysterious touch that sent shivers down its spine. Utilizing his unique spider-like abilities, Jong Yu took control of the situation, capturing the monster and drawing it closer to him. With precision and determination, Jong Yu used his shadow claws to inflict injuries on the monster. Although his attack caused some damage, it became evident that the creature was resilient, and the inflicted injuries were minor. After inflicting the injury, Jong Yu quickly planted his feet firmly on the ground, preventing the monster from evading his attack entirely. As he turned around and observed the alien struggling to maintain its balance, Jong Yu couldn't help but reflect on his abilities. He recognized that while he had managed to weaken the creature, his strength and precision may have fallen slightly short of delivering a decisive blow. In that moment of self-assessment, he acknowledged the room for improvement in his skills. Realizing that with greater mastery, he might have been able to dispatch the alien with a single, well-placed strike. Without hesitation, Jong Yu immediately launched another attack, displaying determination and precision. He swiftly moved to take advantage of the creature's vulnerability, aiming to bring the battle to a decisive conclusion. To his surprise, he sensed a sudden shift in the monster's energy, signaling its preparation for a counterattack. Caught off guard by the monster's swift counterattack, Jong Yu had little time to react. However, he managed to defend himself by quickly deploying his shadow claws as a makeshift barrier, using them to shield against the onslaught. It was a tense and perilous moment as he fought to protect himself from the creature's ferocious assault. With adrenaline still coursing through his veins, Jong Yu took a moment to catch his breath and regain his composure. Jong Yu's surprise deepened as two more members of the same alien species emerged onto the scene. Licking the blood from his hands, Jong Yu couldn't help but ponder the daunting reality of facing not one, but three of these formidable alien creatures simultaneously. Amidst his contemplation of the dire situation, Jong Yu's attention was suddenly drawn to the girl, who was recording him with her phone. Her encouraging words cut through the chaos as she offered him motivation by promising something intriguing if he emerged victorious. Jong Yu couldn't contain his excitement upon hearing the girl's motivating words. A rush of emotion surged through him, and his cheeks flushed bright red as he blushed all over. With newfound determination and a renewed sense of purpose, Jong Yu wasted no time. He charged toward the alien with his shadow claws at the ready, poised for a fierce and relentless assault. Jong Yu's agility and skill allowed him to swiftly evade the monster's attack, leaving the creature's assault to strike nothing but the ground as the second monster charged towards him. Upon assessing the situation, Jong Yu realized that his body was suspended in midair, leaving him with limited options for evasion. In a decisive move, he unleashed a web-like lion from his arsenal of abilities, aiming to entangle the creature and disrupt its attack. Jong Yu's web-like lion successfully snared the monster's sharp claws in its sticky embrace, abruptly halting the creature's attempted attack. The monster struggled to break free from the adhesive trap, leaving it momentarily immobilized and vulnerable. Seizing this opportunity, Jong Yu wasted no time and launched another assault. With precision and determination, he unleashed his shadow claws, targeting the vulnerable creature and pressing his advantage to deliver a decisive blow in the ongoing battle. Turning to face the aliens with a confident smile, Jong Yu conveyed a clear message of resilience and determination. With unwavering resolve, he made it known that despite their formidable strength and numbers, defeating him would not be an easy task. However, in a moment of reflection, Jong Yu's guard momentarily dropped, leaving him vulnerable. Seizing the opportunity, the alien launched a swift and devastating attack, slicing through Jong Yu's shoulders from front to back. In the aftermath of the brutal attack, Jong Yu found himself bloodied and in severe pain, coughing up blood as he struggled to maintain his composure under the injuries inflicted by the monster's claws. Despite his injuries and the intense pain, Jong Yu summoned every ounce of his remaining strength and managed to evade the deadly side-wielding alien with remarkable swiftness. His agility and combat instincts remained sharp, allowing him to sidestep the imminent threat and narrowly avoid another potentially fatal attack. Exhaustion began to take its toll, and he couldn't help but marvel at the coordinated efforts of the alien species, which effectively collaborated in their pursuit of him. Recognizing the need to focus his efforts on a single adversary to increase his chances of survival, Jong Yu strategically summoned his spider web ability. With a tactical mindset, he pondered how best to incapacitate one of the aliens before dealing with the others, devising a plan to tip the odds in his favor and turn the tide of the battle. However, his plan was thwarted as the alien monster displayed a heightened sense of awareness and agility. It seemed to have an uncanny ability to anticipate Jong Yu's movements and pinpoint his location with eerie precision. This unexpected maneuver added another layer of complexity to the battle, making Jong Yu's task even more challenging. He couldn't help but wonder if the aliens had somehow discovered his location or developed a heightened awareness of his movements, adding intrigue and intensifying the challenges he faced. With the three formidable aliens relentlessly charging toward his location, Jong Yu found himself facing an increasingly dire and overwhelming situation. As the battle reached a critical juncture, the outcome remained uncertain. With his location now visible to the aliens, Jong Yu braced himself for the inevitable clash. Facing the combined assault of all three aliens simultaneously, Jong Yu had no choice but to stand his ground in defense, without the opportunity to retreat into the shadows. He focused on protecting himself from their relentless attacks, which inflicted serious injuries and gradually wore down his health. With two of the aliens relentlessly assaulting Jong Yu from the front, he was fully occupied with defending himself from their attacks. However, the third alien, taking advantage of the chaotic situation, swiftly moved to flank Jong Yu from the rear, aiming to catch him off guard. Amidst the chaos of the battle, Jong Yu devised a plan to expose a flaw in his defense, luring his enemies into a strategic trap. The surprise attack from the alien on his back had taken a toll on Jong Yu's health, causing it to plummet to a precarious 35%. With his intention to lure the alien into attacking a perceived flaw, Jong Yu began to mark the target. As he marked the alien and pondered his strategy, Jong Yu couldn't help but reflect on the consequences of his recent actions. His decision to release his last video had led to a surge in his bad reputation, but it had also unlocked a hidden potential within him. Now, his ability to mark the aliens had been extended to 3 seconds, providing him with a crucial advantage in this life-or-death battle. As Jong Yu utilized his ability to mark the target, an additional effect came into play. The target, temporarily overwhelmed by fear in the face of this mysterious ability, would experience a momentary loss of coherent thought. This fear-induced lapse in rationality further tipped the balance in Jong Yu's favor, providing him with a crucial advantage during the critical moments of the battle. With each passing moment that Jong Yu marked the target, he gained a strategic advantage. The ticking clock worked in his favor, allowing him to inch closer to the monster while it was temporarily incapacitated by fear. This advantage enabled him to position himself for a more precise and devastating attack, turning the tables in a battle that had once seemed overwhelmingly challenging. With the alien temporarily incapacitated by fear due to his ability, Jong Yu wasted no time. He swiftly moved into action, capitalizing on the advantage he had gained. His attack was calculated and precise, aimed at exploiting the moment of vulnerability in the alien's defenses, closing in on the temporarily incapacitated monster. Consequently, the monster's health points rapidly plummeted, dwindling to a mere 7%. Recognizing the urgency of the situation, Jong Yu wasted no time. He swiftly targeted the weak point on the monster's chest, fully aware that removing it would seal the alien's demise and secure his victory. With unwavering determination and precise timing, Jong Yu successfully extracted the alien's heart, dealing a fatal blow. The air filled with a piercing sound and an agonizing scream, a testament to the creature's excruciating demise. Jong Yu's decisive action ensured his victory, and the once formidable adversary now lay defeated at his feet. With the threat neutralized, he stood as a testament to the brave spirit of a skilled hunter, having navigated a dangerous encounter and emerged victorious. As the system notified him of his successful hunt, Jong Yu's shadow form underwent a significant enhancement. His recovery speed increased, bolstering his resilience in future battles. Additionally, the newly unlocked form granted him valuable skills, including intimidation and the ability to double his experience gain. The injuries sustained during the grueling battle began to heal rapidly and effortlessly. His newfound recovery speed allowed him to bounce back from wounds and battle fatigue, leaving him in a state of renewed vitality and readiness for whatever challenges lay ahead. Rejuvenated and fully recovered, Jong Yu set out with renewed determination to confront the remaining two aliens. The aliens became increasingly cautious in their actions as their battle with Jong Yu continued. Jong Yu taunted the aliens, mocking their reluctance to engage in further combat. It was evident that they were struggling to find a way to confront him, and this entertained Jong Yu. Recognizing the aliens' hesitance to engage in combat, he prepared himself for the next phase of the battle. Despite his earlier taunts, Jong Yu's impatience grew, and he decided to take matters into his own hands. With determination in his eyes, he swiftly closed the gap between himself and the aliens, signaling his intent to initiate the battle. No longer willing to wait for their hesitant response, Jong Yu was on the verge of engaging them in combat. However, just as Jong Yu was about to engage the aliens, a sudden burst of blinding light erupted, catching him off guard and leaving him momentarily stunned. As he stared at the strange light in the shadow lair, Jong Yu couldn't help but question his earlier strong urge to attack the aliens. The sudden appearance of the light seemed to have disrupted his previous intentions, leaving him in a state of contemplation about its significance and its influence on his actions. To Jong Yu's surprise, the aliens let out screams of agony when exposed to the light. It was as if they had an adverse reaction to the illumination, causing them significant discomfort and pain. Confronted with the advancing light that caused them visible pain, the aliens quickly acted to escape its radiance. Their instinctual response was to put as much distance as possible between themselves and the source of their discomfort. In a surprising turn of events, the enigmatic source of the radiant light in the shadow lair was finally revealed to be the night patrols led by their commander, Song Chingan. This luminous phenomenon, now known as the Eternal Flame, possessed remarkable properties that had eluded comprehension until this moment. The Eternal Flame had the extraordinary ability to disperse shadows, casting them aside like drawn curtains. It illuminated the previously obscured darkness of the shadow lair. With the radiant glow of the Eternal Flame, Commander Song Chingan took advantage of the newfound illumination, utilizing his formidable powers to extend his influence over the alien entities. He compelled them to remain in place, rendering their attempts to escape futile under his unwavering control. Jong Yu stood frozen, his heart pounding, as the Knight Commander pointed at him with an air of authority. It felt as if a mere gesture from the commander could erase him from existence in the shadow lair. The sudden turn of events had Jong Yu on edge, unsure of what was about to transpire next in this mysterious realm. With anxiety trembling in his voice, Jong Yu urgently shouted to assure the Knight Commander that he posed no threat. Jong Yu shouted out, attempting to assure the Knight Commander that they were not enemies. However, unbeknownst to them, one of the aliens took advantage of this moment to stealthily approach the Knight Commander from behind. Seeing it as a prime opportunity to catch the commander off guard and launch an attack, the alien charged swiftly with determination. To its utter surprise, the Knight Commander displayed remarkable alertness and swiftly dispatched the alien with a single strike, causing it to vanish. Jong Yu stood there stunned by the sheer power demonstrated by the Knight Commander, obliterating the alien with one precise strike. In that moment, they couldn't help but contemplate the potential consequences if that attack had been directed at them instead. They had no doubt that such a strike could have instantly ended their life. Jong Yu approached one of the Night Guards and extended their hand for a handshake. They mentioned that they had arrived rather late, just as the battle was concluding. The Night Guard, displaying regret for the delay, proceeded to ask Jong Yu about their identity, genuinely curious and desiring to understand who they were. Jong Yu gestured toward the injured girl and emphasized to the Night Guard that their own identity was of secondary concern in the situation. They stressed the importance of promptly attending to the girl's injuries. The girl, taken aback by Jong Yu's unexpected intervention, thought that they were the ones who would take her back home. Jong Yu, with a hint of playfulness, swiftly clarified to the girl that their previous statement was a joke. They reassured her that as a dedicated member of the Night Guard, their duty to protect the city always took priority. With a respectful salute to the night patrol, Jong Yu prepared to take their leave, leaving behind a slightly lighter atmosphere amidst the darkness of the shadow lair. In the wake of Jong Yu's swift departure, both the night patrols and the girl were left in a state of surprise and quiet contemplation, their thoughts lingering on this unexpected encounter in the shadow lair with a mysterious man who appeared as a shadow. The Knight Commander's curiosity about Jong Yu's name led to a conversation among the subordinates. They discussed how Jong Yu had gained fame as an influencer on a popular platform recently, but they expressed doubts about their strength, considering them to be at a basic level, which they referred to as level 1, due to their shadow abilities. Upon hearing that Jong Yu was considered to be at level 1, the Knight Commander seemed surprised and perhaps a bit curious about their abilities. Holding the flickering eternal flame in their hands, the Knight Commander found themselves deep in thought, contemplating the mysterious encounter with Jong Yu, a supposed level 1 shadow user. The way Jong Yu had effortlessly appeared before them and then disappeared into the shadows left the commander questioning whether there was more to Jong Yu's abilities than met the eye. The girl, sitting on the floor in tears, felt a deep disappointment. Jong Yu, whom she initially believed would be the one to escort her home, abruptly left without fulfilling her expectations. After assessing herself in the aftermath of the accident, Lu Yaoyao took it upon herself to venture forth and search for Jong Yu amidst the tragic scene of death and destruction. Her determined footsteps echoed through the eerie silence that enveloped her, with each lifeless body she encountered serving as a grim reminder of the chaos that had unfolded. As she relentlessly searched for Jong Yu, Lu Yaoyao's anxiety grew with each unanswered call and the chilling presence of the lifeless bodies that surrounded her. The ominous darkness cast a shadow over her quest, and a sense of dread intensified with every step further into the grim aftermath. In the dimly lit surroundings, illuminated only by the feeble glow of her wristwatch, Lu Yaoyao pressed forward, her heart heavy with concern as she fervently wished for Jong Yu's safety. His form remained hidden within the mysterious shroud of darkness, beyond her anxious sight. Amidst her persistent search, a sudden booming shout from the darkness pierced the silence, causing Lu Yaoyao's heart to leap. She turned toward the source of the sound and found Jong Yu lying there, his presence a reassuring beacon in the gloom of the dimly lit and eerie surroundings of the shadow lair. Jong Yu's voice trembled with fear and urgency as he called out to Lu Yaoyao, the desperation evident in his tone. His heart pounded in his chest like a drum, and a suffocating tightness gripped him, making every breath a struggle. In that vulnerable moment, he yearned for her presence and aid. Lu Yaoyao's heart raced with worry as she cautiously attempted to remove the stones one by one. Her hands shook with a mix of fear and determination, well aware of the urgency in Jong Yu's strained and desperate voice as he called for her assistance. She hesitated and was torn between the desire to quickly help him and the fear that pulling him directly might not be safe. Uncertain of the consequences, as Jong Yu was effortlessly and swiftly freed from the pile of stones, Lu Yaoyao couldn't help but be left in stunned silence, her eyes wide with amazement. Lu Yaoyao, still puzzled by the ease with which Jong Yu had been freed from the stones, pointed to the one in question and asked with curiosity if the stone was holding him because it didn't seem that heavy. Jong Yu admitted to Lu Yaoyao that although it might not have been impossible for him to get out on his own, he was too scared to try earlier because he was afraid his body wouldn't respond properly. Jong Yu attempted to downplay the situation by feigning ignorance about the origin of the long injury on his back when Lu Yaoyao inquired about it, suggesting he didn't know how it happened, when in fact, it was inflicted by a strange creature he encountered earlier when he tried to save a girl. Growing increasingly concerned for the safety of their other friends, Jong Yu questioned Lu Yaoyao about their whereabouts, his voice laced with worry and uncertainty. Amidst the eerie silence and dimly lit surroundings, Louis quickly relayed to Jong Yu that their other friends had been found and rescued by the night patrols. With a sense of gratitude in his eyes, Jong Yu turned to Lu Yaoyao and expressed his appreciation for her decision to stay and find him. Lu Yaoyao blushed slightly in response, admitting that if she had left without finding him, she wouldn't have known how to explain the situation to Master Lai. Jong Yu remained silent, unable to find the words to express the depth of his emotions and gratitude towards Lu Yaoyao. He simply gazed at her, his eyes reflecting the overwhelming feelings that swirled within him. At that moment, his heart brimmed with appreciation for the unwavering support and care she had shown him throughout their harrowing journey in the shadowy realm. It was a tear born of gratitude and the deep concern Lu Yaoyao had shown for his well-being. Overcome by his emotions, Jong Yu suddenly pulled Lu Yaoyao into a heartfelt embrace, surprising her with his warm and unexpected gesture. In that unexpected moment, Lu Yaoyao's heart raced, and a torrent of emotions rushed through her. She had never anticipated that Jong Yu would hug her like this, and her mind raced to comprehend the significance of this gesture. His embrace, warm and comforting, left her feeling a strange mixture of surprise, confusion, and a flicker of something else, something that made her heart flutter. Young Yudi's Lu Yaoyao said he hugged her because he saw some scary creatures. She blushed but smiled, playfully punching him, but the warmth of his embrace and his light-hearted response eased her embarrassment. Their friendship grew stronger as they faced challenges together in the shadow lair. Lu Yaoyao continued to playfully insist that Jong Yu should let go, but he teasingly clung to her, saying he was scared and wanted to keep hugging her. Their playful banter continued. The sudden appearance of a strange light drew their attention, and they both turned to see a person emerging from it. Amid the dimly lit and ominous environment, the sudden appearance of a stranger with a lantern sent a ripple of surprise through Jong Yu and Lu Yaoyao. Bathed in the soft flickering light of her lantern, the woman, who seemed to have been drawn by the sound of a scream, approached them with an air of genuine concern. Her voice, laced with kindness and curiosity, broke through the lingering tension as she politely inquired about their well-being. Lu Yaoyao, feeling somewhat flustered by the sudden embrace, quickly pushed herself back from Jong Yu. The mysterious woman, seemingly undeterred by the strange surroundings, assured them that she could guide them out of this eerie place. Just as they were about to leave, Lu Yaoyao and the woman turned around when they heard Jong Yu scream. Lu Yaoyao then shouted at Jong Yu and asked him what his problem was. Jong Yu wiped away a tear from his eye and forced a smile, saying it was nothing. Deep down, he couldn't help but think about the missed opportunity to gain shadow points by not swallowing the monsters he had fought earlier. It was a chance to become stronger, and he felt like he had let it slip away. Once rescued from the shadow lair, the Night Patrol Division promptly guided the victims to their headquarters, where they underwent thorough mental health assessments. In the interrogation room, the first point of inquiry centered on the victims' identities, with their names being the initial piece of information sought by the authorities. During this phase of the process, it was Jong Yu who found himself in the interrogation room, facing a series of questions and inquiries from the authorities. As Jong Yu sat in the interrogation room, the initial line of questioning focused on his personal information. One of the officers began by gathering essential details about him, such as his name, age, address, and other pertinent background information, to ensure accuracy and accountability. The entire interrogation and questioning process was meticulously recorded on tape. The comprehensive documentation was a vital aspect of the official procedures conducted by the authorities. Officer Liu from the Night Patrol Division informed Jong Yu that, as per standard procedure, individuals who had experienced such traumatic events were required to undergo psychological treatment and receive medication. This treatment regimen was designed to support their mental well-being and assist in their recovery. It was explained that the effects of this treatment would be expected to last for 1 month. Officer Liu further clarified that during the treatment period, if the military examination for the qualification tests were to take place, the evaluation grade for the test would be significantly affected, likely leading to a decrease in the overall score. Upon hearing about the potential consequences of undergoing treatment, Jong Yu expressed his confidence in his mental well-being to the officer, stating that he was mentally well. Jong Yu inquired if he could forego the treatment, indicating his readiness to proceed without it. The officer responded to Jong Yu's request by explaining the critical importance of receiving treatment. She emphasized that the shadow layer contained various hidden and dangerous forms of pollution which could have delayed effects on individuals who had been exposed to it. These effects might manifest after some time has passed, making treatment a necessary and mandatory measure to safeguard the well-being of those affected by the shadow layer's unique environmental hazards. Jong Yu raised a valid concern, pointing out that he had less than 10 days remaining until the military exam. He inquired whether the mandatory treatment would conflict with the timing of the upcoming exam. The officer sought to alleviate Jong Yu's concern by assuring him that his situation was not unique. She explained that the night patrol had encountered similar cases in previous years and had established policies to address such situations. In these cases, individuals could apply for an early examination to ensure that their commitments and responsibilities were not compromised. Jong Yu was taken aback by the sudden revelation of the option to apply for an early examination. The officer handed Jong Yu a commitment letter, emphasizing that he needed to contact his parents and obtain their approval to sign it to proceed with the early examination. Officer Luan provided Jong Yu with additional details about the early examination process. She explained that it would be conducted within the night patrol and would follow the same regular testing procedures as the standard examination. Furthermore, she assured him that the testing equipment used for the early examination would be identical, and the night patrol would ensure the integrity, transparency, fairness, and security of the entire process. Jong Yu supplemented the conversation by sharing that his uncle was also a member of the night patrol. The officer smiled and encouraged Jong Yu to provide his uncle's information and position within the night patrol. Jong Yu shared that his uncle held an administrative position within the night patrol, specifically in Zone East 1. Upon hearing the name of Jong Yu's uncle, Officer Luan appeared visibly surprised, and her demeanor suggested a degree of familiarity with the mentioned name. Luan displayed a keen interest in Jong Yu's revelation, stood up, and sought clarification. She inquired if the Li mentioned was associated with the Mu family and whether the names, Guang, meant brightness. Jong Yu, taken aback by Officer Luan's sudden reaction, affirmed the accuracy of the name he had provided in response to her inquiry. Her questioning had introduced an element of doubt, causing him to reconsider the specifics of his uncle's role within the organization. Jong Yu's sudden realization and concern weighed heavily on him as he began to entertain the possibility that his uncle had already faced disciplinary action or had been interrogated by the night patrol. He acknowledged that he hadn't reported this information before. Officer Luan, aiming to alleviate Jong Yu's concerns, reassured him that his uncle had not been subjected to interrogation or dismissal from the night patrol. With her notebook in hand, Officer Luan stood up and informed Jong Yu that if his uncle indeed held a regular administrative position within the night patrol, she would personally escort him to meet his uncle. Jong Yu and Officer Luan set out together, making their way to the night patrol headquarters where he would have the opportunity to meet his uncle. As they walked, Jong Yu couldn't help but be captivated by the remarkable sights that surrounded him. The headquarters was filled with an array of cutting-edge technology, holograms, and advanced weaponry utilized by the night guards and those dedicated to safeguarding the public. The impressive display of equipment and technology served as a testament to the organization's commitment to ensuring the safety and security of their world. Jong Yu was thoroughly impressed by the extraordinary surroundings that enveloped him. While making their way toward Jong Yu's uncle, he overheard a conversation between two night guards. The night guards discussing someone who did not belong to the night patrol and lacked personnel records. Officer Luan, perceptive to Jong Yu's sudden change in demeanor, inquired about what might be troubling him. Jong Yu chuckled lightly and dismissed Officer Luan's concerns, assuring her that there was nothing to worry about. He attributed his momentary anxiety to being a newcomer to the night patrol and being in an unfamiliar environment. However, inwardly, he couldn't help but wonder if the conversation among the night guards had any connection to his alter ego in the shadow layer, raising some apprehension about a potential investigation. As Officer Luan opened the door to the room where Jong Yu's uncle was located, she offered reassurance, telling him not to worry. She encouraged him to rest in the room while she went to locate and speak with his uncle. As Jong Yu entered the room, he was met with a surprising sight. He found his friends waiting inside. Jong Yu's curiosity was piqued by the presence of Lu Yaoyao and Xiao Xiao in the room. Upon entering the room, Jong Yu observed that Lu Yaoyao was engaged in a conversation with one of the girls. She seemed to be inquiring about whether the individual had indeed seen and met the renowned assassin who had gained popularity on YouTube. The girl, who had been saved by Jong Yu within the shadow lair, affirmed the truth of Lu Yaoyao's statements. As Jong Yu observed the girl he had saved and Lu Yaoyao sitting beside each other, he couldn't help but ponder the circumstances that had brought them together within the night patrol headquarters. Lu Yaoyao warmly invited Jong Yu to join her, inviting him to take a seat beside her. As he settled down, she initiated a conversation with Xiao Xiao, delving into the details of their experiences following their encounter with the assassin. As Xiao Xiao recounted her encounter with the assassin, her eyes seemed to sparkle with excitement, much like a star. She vividly described how she had witnessed the assassin facing off against 10 peculiar creatures within the shadow lair. Xiao Xiao emphasized the calm and serious demeanor of the assassin, and with an air of awe, she narrated how, in a mere moment, the shadow sword had materialized, and the assassin had swiftly decapitated the strange creatures. Xiao Xiao continued her animated storytelling, using gestures and actions to convey the events that had unfolded when she met the assassin. As Xiao Xiao recounted her experiences, Jong Yu listened attentively, though he couldn't help but wonder whether she might be exaggerating or embellishing some aspects of the story. While Jong Yu was listening to the story, he inexplicably turned his gaze toward her legs, and a peculiar reaction ensued as he began to drool. Strangely, the sight of those white socks seemed to outweigh any reservations he had about her possibly exaggerating her story. Lu Yaoyao's curiosity was piqued as she listened to Xiao Xiao's story about the mysterious assassin named Yu. She raised a pertinent question, inquiring about the identity of this person named Yu. From what she had heard so far, Yu didn't appear to be a member of the night patrol. Xiao Xiao shared her belief that the assassin, Yu, might have been a student from their generation. This revelation left both Lu Yaoyao and Jong Yu curious about the basis for her conclusion. Xiao explained her deduction, elaborating that her conclusion about Yu being a student from their generation was based on various factors. She pointed to Yu's demeanor, behavior, and manner of speaking as key indicators. Additionally, she emphasized a particularly intriguing detail: Yu's likeness for gazing at girls' socks, especially those that were transparent and snug. Xiao Xiao playfully drew a connection between Jong Yu and the assassin, Yu, asserting that Jong Yu shared a similar inclination for gazing at girls' socks. Jong Yu, taken aback by Xiao Xiao's comment, pointed to himself in surprise and curiosity. She stood up, her cheeks flushed with embarrassment, and she playfully held onto Jong Yu's head as if to deliver a playful smack. Blushing, she affectionately chided him, noting that his character hadn't changed a bit. Jong Yu, seemingly rendered speechless by her actions, could only react with a confused expression. Amid their playful banter, Lu Yaoyao's dad suddenly burst into the room in a hurry, appearing as if he had been running. Lu Yaoyao's dad, panting and concerned, asked his daughter if she was okay. He had heard about her being pulled into the shadow lair. As Lu Yaoyao pinched Jong Yu's cheeks, she reassured her dad that both she and Jong Yu were perfectly fine and that nothing serious had happened to them. With a light-hearted tone, Lu Yaoyao mentioned that Jong Yu might be experiencing some itching, prompting playful banter between them. Jong Yu joined in the jest, humorously stating that he was hungry as well. Lu Yaoyao's dad breathed a sigh of relief upon hearing that both his daughter and Jong Yu were unharmed. Expressing his relief, he instructed them to follow him and exit the room, evidently eager to ensure their safety and well-being in the wake of their recent experiences. As they left the room and found a moment of privacy, Lu Yaoyao couldn't help but inquire about the severity of the situation from her dad. He shared with her the gravity of the situation, explaining that it was highly serious. He noted that this incident marked the first time such a large number of people had been pulled into the shadow lair simultaneously, and the count of victims was still ongoing. Importantly, he reassured both Lu Yaoyao and Jong Yu that they were not implicated in this unfolding crisis. In a moment of reflection, Lu Yaoyao's dad took out a cigarette, possibly seeking a brief respite. He emphasized the significance of the incident they had been through and how it had impacted them. In light of these events, He advised them to consider taking the pre-qualification test. When Lu Yaoyao noticed that her dad was about to light a cigarette, she coughed and subtly signaled to him about smoking indoors. Her dad fell into a thoughtful silence, possibly contemplating the impact of his actions and his daughter's concern. Lu Yaoyao's dad, putting the cigarette aside, proceeded to provide a brief overview of the pre-qualification tests they were considering. He explained that the test consisted of two distinct stages. The first stage involved an ability test, while the second stage focused on assessing one's willpower. Continuing to explain the pre-qualification test, Lu Yaoyao's dad detailed the first stage, also known as the initial awakening test. In this phase, students were deliberately exposed to contamination to trigger and awaken their latent abilities. Expanding on the details of the ability test, Lu Yaoyao's dad conveyed that this phase was relatively low risk compared to the initial awakening test. It primarily focused on assessing students' specialties by closely examining the characteristics of their awakened abilities. Completing his explanation of the pre-qualification test, Lu Yaoyao's dad mentioned the second stage, the willpower qualification test. He emphasized that this phase placed significant emphasis on willpower and mental strength. Lu Yaoyao's dad emphasized that it was the decisive factor in determining whether candidates possessed extraordinary qualities or not. Jong Yu, intrigued by the details shared by Lu Yaoyao's dad, sought further clarification. He inquired whether willpower was indeed the key to success in the second test and whether individuals with stronger willpower were more likely to succeed. In response to Jong Yu's question, Lu Yaoyao's dad answered with uncertainty, elaborating further on the intricacies of the examination process. He noted that the outcomes were not solely based on physical endurance or willpower. Some individuals might be able to endure the physical pain of losing body parts but only have average abilities, while others who appeared weaker or less serious in their approach might possess exceptional abilities. Continuing to shed light on the concept of willpower, Lu Yaoyao's dad emphasized that it wasn't merely measured by physical endurance. He clarified that willpower encompassed a broader spectrum involving beliefs in goodness, the ability to resist evil influences, and the capacity to adapt to the challenges posed by pollution. In essence, willpower was a complex and multifaceted gauge that encompassed a range of mental and moral attributes, making it a nuanced and intricate aspect of the pre-qualification test. Jong Yu, eager to deepen his understanding, raised his hand and posed a question regarding the three opinions he had heard about willpower. Intrigued by his question, Jong Yu's uncle inquired why he was interested in this particular aspect and seemed open to engaging in a discussion to provide further insights. Playfully intervening in the conversation, Lu Yaoyao suggested that Jong Yu's interest in willpower might be related to someone whose mind was preoccupied with thoughts of girls' legs. Jong Yu responded with a cautious smile and asked Lu Yaoyao if she was still holding on to that playful remark. Lu Yaoyao's dad addressed Jong Yu's question, acknowledging that the three opinions regarding willpower did have an effect, even if slight. However, he clarified that the three opinions related to integrity didn't seem to have a significant positive impact on achieving positive outcomes. Jong Yu's uncle, emphasizing the importance of one's mindset and moral orientation, added that, on the contrary, if an individual held negative opinions and their heart was consumed by malevolence, the test results would likely be unfavorable. Jong Yu, seeking to delve deeper into the concept, asked why negative thoughts and evil tendencies had such a significant impact on the test outcomes. In response, Lu Yaoyao's father explained that these negative thoughts could lead people down a dark path, similar to an abyss. He further clarified that such thoughts contributed to the formation of pollution. Lu Yaoyao's dad elaborated, saying that evil and negative thoughts build up over time, and as a result, they can become even scarier and more harmful than the pollution caused by the strange creatures. Expanding on his point, Lu Yaoyao's dad emphasized that if anyone harbors such thoughts or negative emotions, it's always better to express them or talk about them. Keeping them bottled up inside can lead to confusion, which is something to be avoided at all costs. As he contemplated the importance of expressing negative feelings, Jong Yu's mind wandered, and he couldn't help but imagine Lu Yaoyao and Jong Yu wearing adorable uniforms. In doing so, he seemed to acknowledge that having negative feelings was a normal part of being human, and it was essential to address and share them rather than suppress them. While Jong Yu's mind briefly ventured into less than appropriate thoughts, he recognized the need to divert his attention and perhaps engage in other activities to clear his mind. Lu Yaoyao's gaze, characterized by a combination of silence and judgment, revealed her disapproval or amusement at his momentary distraction. In response, Lu Yaoyao's father stood up and informed them that it was time to go back, emphasizing that someone else would arrive later to guide them for the test. This marked the end of their conversation and a shift in their immediate focus towards the upcoming qualification test. Lu Yaoyao's father then directly addressed Jong Yu, explaining that his uncle, Lai, might not be able to personally attend to him due to an assignment. However, he reassured Jong Yu that he would take care of signing all the necessary test papers on his behalf. Jong Yu expressed gratitude and apologized for any inconvenience they might have caused. Uncle Lu shared valuable advice with Jong Yu and Lu Yaoyao, encouraging them not to excessively burden themselves with matters beyond their control. Both Jong Yu and Lu Yaoyao acknowledged their agreement with Uncle Lu's wise words, assuring him that they had understood the essence of his message. After their conversation and receiving guidance from Lu Yaoyao's father, they headed back and prepared for the upcoming qualification test, as well as any challenges that lay ahead. Upon their return to the room, Xiao Xiao warmly greeted them, creating a welcoming atmosphere for their reunion. There was a noticeable sense of relief and comfort as Lu Yaoyao and Jong Yu rejoined Xiao Dai in the room. The incident in the shadow lair had brought them together in a unique way, forging a connection that went beyond their ordinary lives. As Lu Yaoyao took a seat beside Xiao Dai, her curiosity got the better of her, and she couldn't help but inquire about the whereabouts of the other individuals they had met earlier. Always ready to share her insights, Xiao Xiao leaned in and began explaining. She informed Lu Yaoyao that the others had left the room to complete the necessary procedures with their families. Lu Yaoyao then wondered if Xiao Xiao family had made it to the night patrol headquarters. Xiao Dai responded negatively, stating that her parents had left Uni City a few days ago for important business. However, they managed to communicate over the phone and took care of what they needed to do without being physically present. While engrossed in their conversation, they suddenly noticed their friend's presence in the room. They turned their heads and saw him there, eager to join the discussion. Their chubby friend entered the room with a voice filled with amazement. He excitedly shared his recent experience with the medical team, explaining how they had applied a spray on his injured leg, miraculously relieving the pain.
Thank you so much for watching. If you enjoyed this video, don't forget to give it a thumbs up and hit the subscribe button for more content. Feel free to leave a comment down below sharing your thoughts or suggestions. If you want to stay updated on all our latest uploads, click the notification bell icon. And hey, why not check out some of our other videos popping up on the screen right now? If you'd like to support the channel, you can do so by liking, sharing, and subscribing. It really means a lot. Peace.